By injecting under the eyes, two small muscle strips are implanted to make the area that used to be flat look more full. This is the aiosaw procedure, which has become one of the most popular cosmetic surgeries in East Asia in recent years, especially in South Korea and China. When the area under the eyes looks fuller, the whole eye appears bigger and cuter. In East Asia, facial features are one of the most important standards for determining if someone is considered attractive, handsome, or beautiful. And at the core of it all is this: you need to look childlike. If you look up cosmetic surgery ads in East Asia, you'll notice that the focus of almost every single procedure is about looking cute, young, and innocent. One of the key elements of that innocent look is big eyes. Hi guys, I'm June and welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to follow me because I've actually talked about this baby face aesthetic in one of my previous videos. Some people even go as far as shaving down their front teeth just to look more childlike. If you are interested, please follow me and go check out that video. Research shows this ties back to something called the baby schema effect. Babies have big eyes and round faces. When we see facial features that remind us of a baby, we instinctively feel they are cute and want to protect them or take care of them. So when adults have big eyes, they're often seen as not only attractive, but also adorable. That is why single eyelids are generally disliked in Asia. In South Korea, it's common for parents to give their children double eyelid surgery as a graduation gift. And the aiosaw procedure is kind of like the next step after getting double eyelids. It's the ultimate way to make the eyes look even bigger. Quickly explain this word aiosaw. It's a Korean word that means charming fat under the eyes. It's also known as baby fat. Nowadays, people aren't satisfied with the short-term effects of under-eye fillers, which only last a few months, so a more permanent procedure has been developed. It involves folding and stitching the muscles under the eye to create a permanent aiosaw. Basically, you end up with what looks like two little caterpillars under your eyes. In Japan, the word kawaii is used to describe things that are cute or baby-like, and big eyes are a huge part of that aesthetic, especially in Japan with the rise of the Shibuya girly makeup trend. The focus is all about the eyes, super thick fake lashes, oversized colored contact lenses, exaggerated eyeliner that stretches out way past the corners, all designed to create the ultimate kawaii look. Fair skin is the basic requirement for the beauty woman. That's a super common phrase in South Korea, whether in ads, variety shows, or everyday conversations. In China, there's a similar saying: fair skin covers up 100 flaws, which basically means pale skin can make people ignore all your other imperfections. Both sayings reflect the same idea. Fair skin is the only skin tone that's socially accepted. In South Korea and Japan, it's totally normal to get regular IV whitening treatments to keep your whole body looking pale. In Thailand, people use whitening creams that contain mercury to peel and lighten their skin. Colorism is super common all over Asia, especially when it comes to women. When people talk about ideal traits in a partner, fair skin is often considered not just important but a given. If you have darker skin, people will see you look dirty, ugly, or even like you don't shower properly. Pretty much everyone with darker skin has been called insulting nicknames as a kid. Things like monkey, gorilla, or blackie. And usually, it's only when you grow up, become aware of beauty standards, get brainwashed by idealized aesthetic, and start obsessively trying to whiten your skin that those names finally start to fade away. Beauty standards in East Asia are brutal. Everything has to be taken to the extreme. Eyes need to be the biggest, skin the widest, body the slimmest, like that old trend in China where people were putting coins in their collarbones to see how many they could hold. It started out as, can you fit a coin in your collarbone? And escalated into a full-blown online contest to see who could hold the most, until someone with super deep collarbones actually raised a little goldfish in them, and that pretty much ended the challenge. The internet keeps coming up with those weird body tests to measure whether you fit the beauty standard or not. It just shows how seriously people take the idea of looking pretty in society. And apparently, having goldfish in your collarbone isn't enough. You also can't have big trapezius muscles. Look at the female idols in K-pop girls groups. Every single one of them has those perfectly straight 90-degree angle shoulders. So the traps have become the most hated part of the body in the quest for beauty. To keep those muscles small, people get regular Botox injections in the area to shrink them, and avoid doing any kind of upper body workouts that might bulk up their neck and shoulders. This is not a restaurant kitchen. This is a year's worth of jaw bones removed at a Korean clinic. Jaw reduction surgery, also known as the V-line surgery, involves literally shaving off the jawbone to turn a wide, square-shaped, angular face into something more narrow, sharp, and in line with the mainstream small face aesthetic. It's clear that square-shaped faces are not considered attractive in many Asian countries. If you look closely at the K-pop industry, you'll notice that at least 90 to 95% of idols have the same face shape: pointy chin, small face. Whether male or female, that kind of face is seen as photogenic, refined, classy, and has the idol look. And this isn't just a Korean thing. In China, after actress Fan Bingbing rose to fame, the cone-shaped face and the snake face became the gold standard for beauty. Back then, actresses with stronger bone structures or more squarish faces started to appear less and less in mainstream media. In that kind of environment, it's really easy to develop an obsession with your looks. And that obsession leads to filters, editing, and even cosmetic surgery becoming totally normalized. People are permanently changing their faces. In South Korea, it's super common to get your ID photo professionally edited at a specific photo studio. They'll slim your face, brighten your skin, and do all kinds of touch-ups. Korean editing is so next level that a lot of Chinese people even fly to Korea just to take a good-looking ID photo. And in China, Alipay actually added a beauty filter to its facial recognition payment system a few years ago. According to Alipay, their research showed that early versions of face scan payments weren't popular with Chinese women because they didn't like how they looked without a filter. So the new update was designed specifically to ease the anxiety. Even Chinese smartphone companies like Xiaomi and Huawei make sure their cameras have built-in beauty filters is one of the biggest selling points. As for Japan, I don't even need to say much. Just look at the photo Brad Pitt took while promoting his movie there. To sum it all up, East Asian women spend their whole lives trying to prove two things: I'm beautiful and I'm loved. Just take China, for example. The whitening product market there was worth around 60.7 billion RMB in 2023. That number alone says it all. For thousands of years in feudal societies, women were not allowed to get an education. From the moment they were born, they were raised to be accessories to a patriarchal system. Society didn't encourage women to find themselves. It taught them to be obedient and virtuous. Women bound their feet so they were chosen by men, starved themselves to stay skinny, even swallowed cloth strips to stay thin. In recent years, women's awareness has started to weaken in East Asia. But after being suppressed for so long, any progress is going to come with pain, hesitations, self-doubt, and setbacks. Along the way, we're forced to break ourselves down again and again, only to piece ourselves back together, slowly figuring out who we really are. It's a long, hard road, but I still believe the flowers that grow out of the mud are the ones that survive the toughest storm. Alright, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to follow me. There's a lot more content on my page about toxic beauty standard, and I really love to hear your thoughts in these comments. So see you in the next one. Bye bye.